Welcome back to Sports People Hawaii, everybody. Ezekiel LAU, or Zeke as his friends call him, is riding high these days. He's one of the top-ranked surfers in the World Surf League. But he almost didn't get there because of a mysterious injury that, if not caught in time, could have claimed his life. A product of Kamehameha Schools, Ezekiel LAU, or Zeke as he prefers to be called, grew up like most kids. He enjoyed sports, watching his favorite television shows, and listening to music. Then there was Zeke the surfer. And not just any surfer, a true Hawaiian warrior focused on his craft, his body, and representing his Hawaiian culture as an up-and-coming professional. Life was great until he suffered what he thought was only a minor injury.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like kind of like a muscle bruise or like any type of like sport-related injury. So I didn't really think much of it and just treated it, as it was.
And then it didn't get any better.
It didn't get any better, and I was just trying to the whole sport mentality, just push through it, or like temporary pain, it's gonna go away. And
really nerve-wracking because we were unsure of what it was, because the treatment plan we had for him under Dr. Hamilton he wasn't responding. In fact, he was getting worse.
And it continued to get worse because it turned out to be something Zeke could feel, but he couldn't see. In this particular case, an infectious disease called tropical myositis, or put more simply, a staph infection.
Because there's often nothing to see on the skin surface, as opposed to skin infections, this is a deep muscular infection, and in that setting, it can really get rolling before you get a handle on it. Now, this can definitely be a fatal infection. That's typically seen in cases where it's very advanced, spills into the bloodstream, and then it becomes a systemic infection that's not just confined to the muscle, but spills into the rest of the body, and that can be quite fatal. Hey Zeke, how you feeling?
Good. Fortunately for Zeke and his family, the team of specialists at Kaiser Permanente Hawaii, led by Dr. Collis, diagnosed the infection and got Zeke into the OR immediately.
Yeah, kind of scary, because now you're in a whole different realm of things that could happen, and different thoughts start popping into your head. So I was, kind of just thinking of all the things that could have happened, but glad I was in good care and confident that the doctors were gonna help us out.
Actually, it was a little more of a concern that it was an infectious disease because it had been in his body for so long.
What Zeke and his family learned is that staph doesn't only exist in dirty or polluted waters. In fact, it's something that exists in all of us.
Yes, so staph is something that lives on all of our skin at different times in our lifetime. We'll become colonized with staph, often slip in and out of colonization. It's a natural part of our body flora. It's only when it gets into your system itself, into your bloodstream, that it can really cause true infections.
In Zeke's case, doctors were able to remove the infection before that happened, leaving behind little more than a scar and thoughts of what might have been.
We're really happy with how everything went, and we were cared for really well, and kind of got steered in the right direction, and everything went pretty smoothly. As all the negative thoughts came into your head, everything was going way better than even expected. So
I think that's the first time that we realized that was the case, and we learned a lot about our bodies through Kaiser and how it worked, and that he could potentially get an infection, not necessarily from the outside, but something that's already in us. It wasn't easy going through it at the time, and I think Kaiser was really integral in helping us get through it.
And these days, Zeke is back where he belongs, a highly ranked professional, competing at the highest level in the World Surf League. Wowing the crowds, his family, and his team of doctors.
We're very lucky to have a really great team involved in Zeke's care. His primary care doctor really was on top of his diagnosis early. It's fantastic. It's very gratifying. He's an amazing young athlete and a very focused young man. He made it clear when I was treating him that this was something that he was going to take very seriously, but it was ultimately a bump in the road in the setting of a guy who's got clearly great aspirations, and I think is going to do fantastic.
Kaiser was just wonderful to us. They're just good people.
And to see him out here now back doing this thing.
Oh yeah, I don't even think about it anymore. And it puts me at ease because I know that we have the support from Kaiser. I think that's probably why I'm okay with him doing what he does.
So now when I have muscle soreness, I really got to be in tune with my body and kind of, pay attention to what's going on and, always go get it checked out because, you definitely don't want to be too late. And that was the scariest part, I think, like a couple more days or, you never know what could have happened. Yeah, it's great, to be healthy and, being active and being able to, just live life normally and, carefree and just healthy. It just feels great.
Tell you what, Zeke is a very lucky and very motivated young man, and look for him to continue to ascend up the WSL rankings. And stick around, everybody, when we come back. You're going to meet a young man who plays football for Punahou, but got to that school for something else that he's incredibly good at.